Okay, let's start. So in last week we discussed about we have working in this Excel file for last 2 weeks. So here, which one is measure and which one is dimension? Navjot, which one is measure and which one is dimension?
Sorry, sir, your voice is interrupting.
Breaking of
The major and dimension.
So yeah, so measure is all numerical values. So numerical values are all measure.
So voice is not clear. I think there is network problem.
Hello.
voice is breaking also.
Yes, breaking.
Maybe I started recording this, so it's breaking. Now it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear now.
So my measure is all numerical values. So all numerical values here is these fields are all my measure,
Major, yeah.
and all categorical values are my dimension. Okay, in last week, what we discussed about Excel. In Excel, we in last week we went through sorting, filtering, using index slicer, using index insert slicer, insert timeline. We all did. We have completed all these things,
Mm.
right? So today we will start with more feature that we have in pivot table. So go in general and click on total budget to gross revenue. And to format, we go in format option and we click currency and go in number format, click currency. So till this was we did last week.
So where
Uh,
we need to go?
Sorry.
So where we need to go?
So go in percentage column underscore row and then choose genre as your row and sum of budget and sum of gross revenue as your values. Did you get this? Hello?
So
Did you get this? Okay, so now here if you right click on Excel and right click on if you right click here you see we have option like here we have sum, count, average, mean, max. So right now we are doing sum. So if you want to take count, we can use count here. This needs to be converted into numerical. So if you do a number digit and do a number, this will convert it into number. So here likewise we can take average and if we go summarize value by we can take mean max. So whatever we like, we can choose as per our requirement and can choose whatever value, whatever we want to do. We want to summarize by sum or count or average. You can choose any from here. Then other option is so let's make right now sum. So right now we can see sum of budget and sum of gross revenue. So if someone asks you how much percentage of actual movie how much revenue does action movie covers? So we cannot say the percentage, right?
Mm.
Here we can only say like this much figure, this much amount is covered by action movie, this much amount is this much gross revenue is covered by adventure movie. But we need to, if someone asks you how much percentage of gross revenue is covered by action movie, so here what we can do is to convert this into percentage, what we can do is go in show values as, and then can choose here, and from here we can choose percentage of column total. So if we do a percentage of column total, it will show you percentage like 36.46% of gross revenue is covered by action movie, followed by adventure, which covers 16.72% of total revenue. So this is on basis of, if we select some values as percentage of column total. Okay. Did you try to do this?
I don't have this option show values as that you have selected.
Here you go here, you show value as. If you right click, you should have this option, show value as. Show values as percentage of column total.
I only have summarize value by, not show value as.
So under that one, under summarize value.
You
by,
have
is there-
on Mac, you have.
So Himal, were you able to get this? Some show value as.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am able to get this.
Yeah.
So,
It's not there.
so did you click here? Did you click
Yeah.
here?
Yeah,
Yeah, we have to click there
on the top. Yeah.
on the top.
And then click on percentage of column total.
That's okay. I'll just watch them.
Show the
Right.
value as the column total.
So you're using Mac, or
Yeah, I'm using Mac.
just go on the sum of gross revenue and click by 2 fingers. You'll show values as. There is something summarize value by, and on down there is show value as.
So in the summarize value by, so you're going to more options.
No, there is summarize value by, and on the down there is show value as.
No,
So
no.
here you should have this.
It's only
Yeah,
value.
something like that. It's something like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so
It's okay. I'll just.
Okay.
It's not coming.
Go to summarize value. Maybe inside that one now, not inside that one.
okay, so this is on basis of percentage of. This is on basis of. We did this on basis of percentage of column total. Okay, so if we change this to row, suppose if, for example, if I change this to row, what I need to do is I need to convert this into row. Summarize by percentage of row total. This will give me total row percentage.
So, sir, for the individual value, how did you select the percentage? Like, was that the percentage off only? Or
Yeah, from here, if you go in show value as
uh-huh.
and percentage of row total, because right now our data is in row format.
Uh-huh.
That's why we did percentage of row total.
For
Oh,
this
okay.
one, that's the total of. But if I want individual value in percentage, then how to get it?
So yeah, that if you choose that, then it will give you individual percentage, and total will be 100%.
Okay.
So so suppose if we have a country here,
So how we can
No.
get this side table if we cross this one, this pivot table fields?
which one?
Yeah, this side table options to organize the thing. So, pivot table fields. This whole screen.
If
How
you
we
have,
can?
if you click here, then this window will automatically show up.
Oh, okay.
If you click in pivot, if you click here inside pivot, this will appear automatically.
Oh,
So here, if I did row basis on country and column basis on genera, and if I look here, the total is 36%. And because here I have applied percentage total by column, by row. Here I have applied. Here I have applied percentage of row total. That's why it's the 100% is showing in row. So this is 100% is for is on the basis of this country, Afghanistan, Argentina. If we want to do on the basis of, for example, if you want to do on the basis of action movie, then what you need to do is percentage of volume total. Here you will see this is on the basis of action movie. So if you choose volume total, this will give total on the basis of action movie. And if you choose row total, it will give on the basis of your country. Okay. So that's the difference between percentage volume and percentage row. Okay, I have recorded this session, so you can try this later if you are not getting this output.
Sir,
So first,
which option it was?
so if you go and click
Which
here,
function was?
if you go in show value as,
Yeah,
so percentage, if you do percentage of column total, so
yeah.
it will do total on this of column. So this is my column. So here we can see 100%. Okay. If you do percentage on this is of percentage of row total, then this will do on this of row. For example, for Afghanistan, this will be total row
Oh,
100%. Okay. So this is percentage of column and percentage of row.
oh.
So so if again if I take Genera and if I take country and if I do sum of total budget here, and if I convert this is the percentage of total. So here if I what I did is I put Genera and country in row and did sum of budget in value, and I chose so value as percentage of volume total. So here we can see for action movie, so total budget for action movie is 38.09. So out of 38.09, we can see the contribution for each country. So out of 38.09, Australia covers 0.36. So USA covers the most revenue. So let's do sort on basis of sum of budget. So how can we do a sorting is sort by more sort option. So on the basis of sum of total revenue. So if we do this, so here we can see, so it's sorted on basis of total. Let's do a sort on basis of country as well. You can even do a manual sort here. Sort from using sort from Z to A. So here we can see in action movie contributes 38.09% of total budget, out of which out of which 29.337 is contributed by USA, 1.87 is contributed by UK, and so on. So this adds up. So this adds up to 39%. So now what we want to do is we want to convert this 39.09% case to 100% and look on basis
Sir,
of
how
each.
did you divide these ones in two parts?
So row and call. In row I chose Genera and country, and in values I chose sum of budget.
Oh, okay.
Sum of budget.
So I'm doing the same like ascending order that you have done, but I'm not getting the same like the US and UK. You got it like in the highest on the top, and can
Yeah,
you?
so you need to do here sort by Z to A.
Okay.
So now what we do, what I want to do is, I want, so here if we do a breakdown, action movie contributes,
Yeah.
action movie contributes 38.9%,
Mm.
and again comedy contributes 21.61%. So I want to make this as 100% and want to check on basis of making this as a parent. So what we can do is we go here and can do percentage of parent total. So on the basis of the genre, if I do, so this will become my 100%, and out of 100%, you can see here on the basis of country, it does a division. Okay, so this out of 100%, 77.11% contributes USA, 4.91 contributes UK. So this is how we can change our percentage from, by taking this as a parent, and we can change this to our 100%. So what this does is we can see, so on action movie we can see the top countries that contributes to most revenue is USA and UK. In comedy, out of total we can say 57 contribute, 57.67 contribute, is contributed by USA. Likewise for adventure. So this gives us out of total. So out of total action movie, so we can say in out of total action movie, 77.11% is contributed by USA. So initially it was 38.09. So here what we can say like here what we can say is action contributes 38.09% of total, out of which out of 38.09%, 29.37% is contributed by USA. Okay, so this there are two different things here. Is that making sense? This means, so out of total action movie, 77% is contributed by USA. Okay, so by making this as parent. So if we do this, this is equal 100%. But by if we add this 38.09, 21.61, 15.09, if we do a sum of all this value, then it will give us 100%. Okay.
Okay, so by doing parent value, we just giving them percentage out of 100, like out of
So
100.
by setting this as parent, this individual will be 100%.
Yeah. So otherwise, if we don't do the parent one, then the total of all the action and genre would be equal to 100, isn't it?
Yeah. So if we don't do parent, then total of January will be equals to 100%. Yeah, you can see. If we do a sum, then it will be. So by setting this as a parent, what this does is it makes your action movie as 100%, and so that you can do a breakdown on basis of your country. Out of 100% action movie, how much is contributed by USA, how much is contributed by UK. You can do that breakdown. And if you don't want to do that breakdown, if you simply wants to see on basis of generate what's your total budget, then this is fine. So now this is fine. Like whatever we did on this is a percentage volume, this is fine. But you want to interpret out of total budget, for example, out of total action movie, how much is contributed in, how much is each country contributing to total revenue. So for that you need to convert this to 100%, like a percentage time total on this subgenre. So this tells you in action genre movie, 77.11% is contributed by USA and so on. So it depends upon your requirement, what your manager or what other person is asking you to do, what your report needs. So on basis of that, need to you need to work. So that's the use of percentage of parent total.
So initially, what you said, all the alphabetic values, like the generic ones, is known as dimension, and the numeric values are known as
Major.
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 Major. by year.
So, so that's the concept of parent. Yeah, a percentage difference. For percentage difference, mm, let me take this as release date. General. Okay, let's say more. Water here. I'm going December. Now my value is total revenue. So here I am filtering only latest 5-year data. Okay, so here I have applied. So how can I filter it? I can go in year and I can choose latest 5 year. So I am choosing 2021, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. Yeah. So, and again I am pulling this here.
How you put years?
So once we pull release date will have year, quarter, and date. Okay.
So release date we have in the filters, yeah?
Let me do once again for you. So clean everything. Okay. So click on release date. It will have year, order, year, quarter, and release date. So move quarter and release date in filters, and then again add January here, and then do total sum of revenue.
But I'm not getting the same like you.
So however you are getting this sort of
I'm
data.
just getting when I entered the release date, so the whole release date is going to the rows or anywhere I can drag, but not like specifically the year or quarter.
So I need to go and analyze.
So you go to rows. When you put that release date on rows, then it's separated, and you can transfer
Yeah,
from
yes.
there.
You need to put in rows. This release date in a row. Those here.
Yeah, that's in rows already.
So I will again take one copy of gross revenue in my sum of value. Now here what I want to do is, so here we have another option. So value as, here it says difference from. Okay. So if we choose difference from and set it on this year and click OK. What is does it does. So let me filter latest 5-year data. 2011, 12, 2012, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So what I did is I went to show value as and did difference from. If I do this in difference from, I choose years and this item I chose previous. Previous means previous year. Okay. So we can choose any specific date if you want, but I have chosen previous. Okay. If you click OK, so what this gives me is, this gives me difference of 2011 and 2012, means this minus this previous year. So this means 2012 minus 2011. Likewise, here this gives me difference of 2013 minus 2012, and this gives me difference of 2013 and 2014. And likewise, this gives me difference of 2015 and 2014. Okay. So this is how I can get difference on basis of individual year. Okay. I can even if I can even take, I have taken this as previous year. I can even take this as next year and so on. So I can choose whatever year I want. I can choose on my requirement as per my requirement. So this is how we get difference. If you want to take percentage difference, then even we can do so value as percentage difference. If you take this as year and this and base items is my previous item. So here we can see in 2011 to 2012 we see 4.65% revenue. In 2012 to 2013 we see decrease in our revenue by minus 13.37%. Likewise, in 2014 to 2015, we see decrease in our revenue by minus 26.79%. So this shows us trend over year by year. This shows us the trend. In 2012, we see increase. In 2013, we see a decrease. 2014, we again see an increase. In 2015, we again see a decrease.
So how did you change that year over there from 2011 to 2015?
So here I have chosen filter value. Here you can choose. I have chosen 2011 to 2015. And here you can choose. Okay. You can even change the name from here. Change difference by year. And this is my percentage here. So here we can see year by year difference. Okay. Any question?
Yes, sir. How you got the gross value 2, gross value 3?
I simply copied, simply dragged my gross revenue 2 times here in
Why,
values.
sir?
Do you want me to show to you again?
Sir, can you
Yes, sir.
show this column difference by year and percentage
Okay,
difference?
let me do this again. Okay, so I have removed percentage difference. So this is my sum of gross revenue. Okay. So I again pulled my sum of gross revenue here 2 times.
Okay.
Okay. And then I clicked on show value as, and I took difference from. And in difference from, I'm taking on this of my year. So I choose
In
year.
show value as, what did you select it?
So in show value as
Yeah,
difference from.
different from. Okay.
Yeah. So if you choose difference from, here you will see on this of year and general.
Yeah.
So I chose year, and this will gives me a previous. You can choose previous, next, or particular date if you want. I have chosen previous. So if I do okay,
The previous will show the previous years, yeah, and the
yeah,
next will show the future.
yeah, next, yeah. So likewise, to get some, to get a difference in percentage, you can choose show value as percentage form. Again, here I can choose year and previous percentage. So the comparing to this is comparing to previous year, and you can see decrease again and increase and again decrease in our trend. Okay. So going back to percentage learning total, I will do the same. We pull general release date. Filter release date here. Action.
So
model.
you will send us the recording, yeah, isn't it? After
Yeah. This is recorded. Yeah.
that's better.
Mm, pull the gross revenue. Again, I will filter on the basis of my latest 4 year. Was 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. Again, I will keep two values here. So if I do percentage running total, so value as running total in on the basis of year. What does it does? It adds up my value. For example, here this will be seen, and this will be sum of this and this, sum of these two value, 2011 and revenue of 2011 plus 2012, and likewise this will be sum of 11, 12, and 13. This will be 11, 12, 13, and 14. This will give me running total. Again, if you want to compute this in percentage, percentage and years.
I have one question. Sorry to interrupt. Why are we putting gross revenue one and gross revenue two, and the values are even same? So what's the logic behind just dragging them twice or thrice?
So here, what I'm trying to show you is on basis of gross revenue. On basis of gross revenue, what is my total running total? Running total means adding every year by year. So here I have so this year revenue is same.
Hmm.
So in 2012, my revenue is this much. So this is why this adds up my 2011 and 2012. And
Okay.
likewise, this adds up my 2011, 12, and 13.
Okay.
So here, what's the use of add? What's the use of looking running total is if a company wants to see
Mm.
the yearly trend, like in particular in 2011 and 2012, what's my total revenue? What's the percentage of increase in total revenue? So we can say 2011 it was 23.10%. In 2012 it went to 47%, and in 2013 it went to 68.23%. So this is how my trend is increasing. So this is my learning total. At what pace my revenue is increasing. That's what learning total gives us.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So likewise we can take rank even. So let's do it once again. So you can change the name here. You can change this as percentage. Likewise for percentage rank, let's pull release date and quarter and genre budget. Again, I will filter on basis of 11, 12, 13, and 14. I'll copy from. So here, if we choose so value as rank from smallest to highest, smallest to largest on basis of year, here we can this will rank because this has the lowest revenue. This will be one. Then second one is this. Third one is this. Fourth one is this. So this will show me the ranking on the basis of smallest to largest. Likewise, I can change my ranking from largest to smallest on basis of year. So this is the highest one. Then second one is this. Third one is this. Fourth one is this. So once you double click in any cell, for example, if you want to see only the one that has highest rank, the first rank, if you double click here, this will show you all the records from your Excel sheet that has rank first rank. So if you double click any value, that will open your raw data. So this is how we generate rank.
So it will show the rank like overall or just the specific one we are.
For a specific one,
For
because we are doing on this of year,
uh-huh.
so it will show on this of this specific year.
Okay.
So if you want to change this on basis of January, then let's remove this rank.
Mhm.
Okay, that's it. Let's copy this once again. Rank from smallest to highest on basis of January. If you want to do, then this will be 30. This is 30 because right now what it is doing is it is looking on this of January. So if you do plus here. So the smallest is three 30,000. So this one is smallest. So this is the first rank. We have done this on this of general. That's why this is the smallest. And then the romance. Then third one is documentary. Okay, this making sense. This is on this of general we did. So for percentage index, let me take country and general and take total budget or total gross revenue here. So now if I want to take top 5 countries, what I can do is I have already explained this in our previous last week or the after before. To take top 10, we can go in values, top 10 here, and can choose my top 5 countries. Let's say I want to choose top 5 countries by sum of gross revenue and go here. So this is my top 5 countries, and on basis of genre, I have taken top 5 countries. So if I do right click here, and if I go show value as, if I do index here, so let's convert this into this into 12.
So how did you choose only these 4, 5 countries?
So go in country,
Yeah.
value, filter, and choose top 10.
All right. Okay.
And here I have chosen 5. Okay. Go in format cell, want to place it. Okay. So here, if I choose index, so here I have chosen, right now I have chosen index. How I choose index is so value as, here I have index. Okay. So index gives me a weight. So action movie. So in action movie, UK has no USA has the highest weight. It has 1. So this gives me a weight. So whatever increase we do in revenue, the increase will impact mostly on USA and then on UK, and then no, it will mostly impact on France because France has 1.60 weight. So if we increase my revenue, the most impactful country will be France, then Canada, then UK, then Germany, then USA. So if we even convert this as so value as percentage of volume total, here even we can see the percentage contributed. Like here we can see the most contribution is seen on France. So France has the highest revenue, then Canada, then Germany, no, then USA, then UK, then Germany. So this index even gives me the weight of each country on the basis of genre, on the basis of action. In action movie, the highest revenue, the weight is being contributed, highest is contributed on France. For adventure, the highest weight is seen on UK. So if my movie revenue increases for action movie, the most impactful country will be France because it has highest weight. Likewise, if my revenue increases for adventure movie, then the most impactful country will be UK because it has highest weight. Okay. Any question here?
Okay.
Okay. So another option we have here is if we go to analyze pivot table. Let's fill some. So let's take general was total sum total budget. So here, if we go in analyze tab, here we have fields, items and sets. Here we have calculate field. Once we click here what we can do is we can perform the manipulation like addition, subtraction, or whatever logic we want to derive. We want to add, then we can add here. Okay. So here I can see these are my fields, pivot fields. So if I want to see my profit, so if I want to see my profit here, so my profit will be total revenue minus budget. So how much revenue I have this movie has generated minus actual budget gives me the profit. So if I add a formula here, this formula is reflected here. So now if I do a sort on basis of sum of profit, so here we can see adventure movie has the maximum profit, maximum revenue. It has maximum profit. So here we can add or calculate. Here we can do manipulation. For example, if I want to take a return on investment, how much I have returned while investing on return on investment. If I want to calculate investment, which means my how much budget I have, my budget, my revenue by budget ratio. If I want to look, I even can add this, and if I can convert this in same format. So here again, if I do a sort on basis of, so we can say like musical genre has highest return versus sales ratio. This is my uh, revenue versus budget ratio. So so this much is what this movie has generated, and this was my budget. So I have done revenue by budget ratio. So this gives me another figure. So in this way, we can add calculate field like whatever logic we have in our pivot table. We can add, subtract, or even do more calculation by using this feature. Calculate field. Here we can add. Any question here? Any question?
When we practice,
Okay.
then there will be more questions.
Okay. So let me take no. Let me take rating sum by rating, and again if I take value and top 10, let's let me take top 4 ratings. So here if we view by rating, then we can say like PG-13 contributes the highest revenue, right? But if we do a breakdown, let's say if I do a breakdown on basis of per film, so this is my title, okay? Per film. So here we can say if we take a count of my title, and let's say remove here we can say that uh, PG-13 has the highest ranking, but it also has more number of films. For example, G has less rating because it has less number of films. 91 film was only rated for G, and PG-13 received 1248 films was rated by PG-13, so it has highest rating. So this total does not gives us much sense about the rating of individual film. So what we can do now is we can take average. Okay. So if we take average, that will give us the proper figure. This is my sum. If I give here average, so now we can say yeah. So here if we take the average means total revenue divided by count. So this gives me the average gross revenue for each rating. So this gives me a clear picture like G rating contributes the highest revenue because it has less number of movie. Likewise, PG contributes the second highest revenue based on the movie size. So this gives me more clear picture, taking an average of revenue. Any question here? Why we took average and why we didn't took sum? Why we took count here?
So sum and count is okay, but average, I think it gives us the actual figure, like what's the, for example, in the sum of revenue, the maximum was PG-13, whereas in average, the maximum is only PG. So which one we consider, like which one is the
So so here we consider a basis of average because we need to look at total number of films. How many ratings has been done on basis of total number of films? Total number of titles, total number of films. So here we see G rating is being given only for 91 films,
yeah.
whereas PG is given for 1248 films. Okay. So if we take an average, and this will give me a proper figure, right? How many on this subject average gives me because the total film size for all my ratings is not same. That's why we need to take the average.
So that's clear, like based on the count of the it's showing the average revenue. So, but the thing is, for example, I'm giving you report by showing the maximum revenue of as per the rating. So which value I will like consider like as being
Average, yeah, we
average
consider
one or
average.
the sum
Yeah,
of okay average one. Yeah. So that means the PG have the highest gross revenue based on the count of title.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is on basis of per title. So revenue per title per movie. So this is revenue. Average revenue. If you want to generate this average revenue per title on basis of calculate field by using this calculate field here. So what would be my formula? What would be my formula will be my formula will be gross revenue divided by title, total number of titles. So here my title is in categorical form. So if we click OK, we will not have this value because my number of title is this is my categorical data, right? So this is a categorical data. So we cannot take average of categorical data, right? So what would be my option? What we should do is so it's this should be the count, right? This should be the count of title, right? To get an average, right? But this count will not work because uh, it gives you the result, but this is not matching with the average revenue per total or per title. So this count will not work in inside a calculate field. So it will only work, it will take sum, this count will not work. So for that, so in order to take the average here, so since this is a categorical field, what we do is we add one record, we'll add one row here, which gives me, which will be one. So if I add one, this is my number of title. So I have added one to denote. So this title is one, this student title is one, so that I can take the count of all of my titles. Okay, so I have because this field is categorical, we cannot count categorical field. So I have converted this categorical field to number, so one number, so that we can take the count. So if we do, so gross revenue, and if we divide this by number of title, this will match my actual output. Okay, so this is one way if we have a categorical data. So how to use that in the calculated field is by converting that into a number. Okay, if you want to do any manipulation of a calculated field, then we can convert that first into number and then do average or sum if we want. Okay, any question here?
So even the average revenue per title, we got it without adding the title in the previous sheet.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
it
this was one of the way. This is one of the way that we can do simply by doing it here by adding formula.
hmm,
So this is one way of doing analysis of by using
calculated field.
calculated field. Okay. So I will show you one example where you cannot use your value pivot table and you need to use calculate field. Okay, so let's say, for example, so if you have a rating here, okay, and let's say if I took director Facebook like, I will take cast Facebook like and movie Facebook like, okay, and if I want to take sum of both, I will go in calculate field and take total Facebook likes. Okay, and if I do here equals, this will be my sum of uh, cast Facebook like plus sum of, so this will be my, let's say this is my sum of total revenue, total sum of total Facebook likes. Okay, so here I cannot take average. So this is my, now I want to take average on the basis of sum of total Facebook like. Okay, so here you can see that some summarize value query option is not available, right? So if you want to take average of this field, on the basis of this field you want to take average, then you cannot take, because this is a calculated field, and here you will not see an option summarize value by is blank. Okay, so you cannot take average of this field once it is, once you have derived this from calculated field. Okay, so this is what we did. So in order to take this average of this by, again by total films, what we do is again we like another calculated field, average of Facebook likes, average likes. So this will be total Facebook like, which I have calculated, divided by total number of titles. Okay. So this gives me average of total Facebook likes. So here we did a sum, and here we cannot take average simply by using pivot values, because this is calculated field, and in calculated field we don't have average, we don't have a privilege of taking average, sum or anything. So in order to take average of calculated field, we need to again create a new field that does the average. Okay, so that's the difference. Initially we were able to do this by simply by using here average value, and once we have a calculated field, we can take average of that calculated field, and we need to create a new field by using calculated field so that we can take average. Okay, any question here? So let's convert this into, this is the average. Okay, try this by yourself once. So once we double click, this will take that to our. So try this once by yourself, and then it will make sense more. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
Iman, any question? Iman, are you there?
No, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay. So I will say this. Now let's go in IMDb movie database pivot charts underscore Q and download this. pivot charts underscore Q. Okay. So were you able to download this file? Pivot charts underscore Q. This one. I've sent you in chat. Hello? Were you able to open this file? No one is replying.
Yes, sir. I downloaded.
Javadi, are you okay? Are you feeling good or not today? Javadia, are you there or not? She's not there, I think. Okay, so now we will do now we will plot some chart using pivot table. Okay. So here let's now we have number of titles. Let's go in genre and then click number of titles.
So here, what we going to do now, sir?
Now we will be plotting our chart. We will do we will
Okay.
plot
The visualization.
yeah visualization. We'll do visualization through pivot chart.
Okay.
So you go to genre and then in values do sum of number of titles, and then let's take top 5. So for that, go in value filters, top 5, let's check top 5. So this is my top 5 genre and this up title. So if I want to sort on this subtitle, go in more sort option, go descending, choose sum of titles. Now here in option in now if you go in pivot table analysis, here you have pivot charts. Okay, so if you click that pivot charts, then you will see several options here. So let's choose first. So this gives me my first bar chart that shows the top 5 genre analysis of genre. We see top 5, and then again, if you want to copy this pivot chart in this sheet, then again you can go in pivot table analysis, select entire pivot table, you can copy and you can paste here. Okay. So this one will again have another pivot table here. So this will behave differently. If you don't really remove this will be a clear next pivot table. Okay. So this one. Let's rename this pivot table. The first one pivot table by this is by titles. Gives the titles by genre. This is my first pivot chart. Okay. So were you able to get this chart?
So actually at the moment I'm just looking like what you're doing. So once I'll get the recording, I'll try to practice by myself. Because if I start doing, then it's like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I'm just yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
hard to learn. Then like what you're doing, I just miss few steps or the things what you're doing.
Okay. So in second pivot table, let's take ratings and number of titles. So again, let's take top 5. 5 ratings. Okay. Take top 4 ratings and do this filter in this option. So again, we go in pivot table analysis, pivot chart. This time we will take a pie chart. The do not. So this is what you have chart. So this will be my next chart. So here, if I change my general here, I take action movie, then my chart will also change. Okay, it's changing. Let's exclude blank. So let's exclude blank from here. Can you select from here? I don't want to include blank, and can select all, and we can exclude it blank. Blank will be lowered out. But again, this filter has been removed of top 10 filter. So let's include this filter. Taking top 4 items. Let's take top 5 so that I can exclude my blank. So it's like we need to enable multi-filter. Go in option. Allow multiple filter per field. You need to choose this option to allow multiple filter.
How does it help when we allow?
So we can apply multiple filters here. So if we go in pivot here, this option was not enabled. So if we go into box, allow multiple filters per field was not enabled. So I enabled this field. Allow multiple filters per field. Okay, enable this field. Okay. So this is my second chart. You can filter this in such channel. We can apply filter here. We can apply filter this chart from here. Okay. So this is my second chart, and third chart. Let's include. So for copying this pivot table again, let's go in pivot table
Sir,
analysis.
I have a question. Like, I don't know why you did the settings and how it made the change.
So what I did is initially I was not able to add 2 filters. Okay, so let's clear all these filters. So if I need to add 2 filter here, let's say my value is top 10. Okay, let's take top 4 filter. Okay. Now if I need to exclude blank, so I can exclude this blank because 2 filters are applied now. Okay, initially why it was not being applied, because here if we go in option, allow multiple filters was not enabled. So this was not enabled previously.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I enabled this feature.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we don't allow it, so we can't change like more than once. Like,
Yeah, so we can't apply more than one filter or field.
all
Okay.
right. And one
So,
more question, like, how did you copy the same table? I just forget. Is that from the pivot table analyze?
okay,
And
so yeah, okay, so click in one pivot table
Mhm.
and go in pivot table analyze and select entire pivot table. If you do, so select all entire table and then Control C copy. Okay, and again I will paste. Yeah, this is my new pivot table.
Okay.
If I remove this will be my new pivot table. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So if I need to add, let's in third pivot table, let's add one more. Let's take on this of rating and add general and then add gross per. In column wise, I will take top 5. General, this top 5. So I will take top 5. Do this. Send it. Now if I go and view of chart. So this is my do not chart. This is my bar chart. This is my do not chart. Now I'm trying to create another chart here. So if I go in pivot table analysis, pivot chart, this will automatically defaults me to take a cluster chart. Okay, cluster chart means more than one. Here we have four action movie, four genre movie. So if we do a cluster, that will take we can take more than and four genre is shown here. Going back, we take this. This is my cluster chart. So if I want to remove my filter or genre, if I want to remove this filter, we can simply go in
Option.
pivot chart analysis and can choose hide all. Also, if you want to switch this is on basis of rating. It is on basis of rating. If you want to switch this on basis of my genre, then I can even do that. And go in design and switch rows and column. If I do that, this will switch on basis of my. This will be on basis of this. This will be automatically switched. Now let's do a sort. So now let's do this. Okay. So this is the chart. This is the first chart. Here we can see PG-13 or action movie continues the highest revenue and followed by adventure, comedy. So this is my third chart. And let's add one more. Go and pivot analysis and then select entire, copy, paste. So yes, now we will upload your release date. This is an email. Next is code. This is a year. Let's take some of total revenue. And include only 5 last dimensions 10. Let's add a rating and column. Now we'll take top 5 rating. Now, since we have a type series data, we will do a line chart. So instead of doing a line chart, we can even do an area chart. This will give more clustered area chart. So line chart does not gives me, like, it gives the figure, but it does not tells me the depth of my revenue. So if I do a cluster chart, this gives me more clear picture. And this, we can say, PG13 contributes the most. And looking at this line chart, this does not give me more clear picture in terms of depth of my revenue. So I'm using, this is clustered area chart. So this is my 5, 1, 2, 4 chart I will be using creating a dashboard. Any question here?
Also,
So in order to make my, if right now if I change my cell, if I increase my cell, this is also, this chart is also increasing, right? So to make this chart fixed, what we can do is we can select all this 4 chart and right click on here and choose format, also format, and can here you can go in properties. You can choose a move, but don't size with cell. If you choose this, and right now if I increase my size even, then this chart will be static. So now let's hide my pivot table. So let's copy in new sheet. Let's give this as dashboard and view. Let's remove the grid line. One thing to tell is we can add a slicer here. So if you click on this
we can add what?
slicer that we have discussed in slicer, here we can insert slicer and we can just add one slicer. This is a general. So here if we add a slicer here, if you change this, then my graph will automatically change. But this feature is applied to this chart only. So in order to apply this feature in all the charts, what we can do is inside slicer we have report connections. So here we can see we have not given the name of all the remaining chart. That's why it's like table 2, table 3, table 4. So let's rename this first. So this is one. This is my titles. Waiting by titles. This is waiting by titles. This is waiting by general. This years year by. This is okay. So so if I now if I go to slicer and I choose, so here I can see all the titles of my pivot table. So this would be easier for me to see like which one I want to apply my this slicer. I can choose that. So if I click here, okay, now this is being applied to all of my charts. Okay, so if I click drama or action, so this is also all the charts are changing accordingly. Also, if also let's add timeline here in this state. This also slicer has, let's add this slicer to all of my charts. Click on here. Okay, so any changes if we do, this is on this of month wise, it's to year wise. So if we do any changes here, this will automatically change all my 4 charts. So here I don't say this one is not showing up because it's take more range. So we could take, yeah, you can set changes. Okay. So likewise, if I need to remove like this sum of number of titles and all, I can simply go, let's click in all the charts. Inside go table analysis. I would hide all and remove all the remaining keys.
Mhm.
Now let's remove the title again. Now in this chart, if we want, here we have, if we go in design, here we have all the option to add titles. So let's add titles here. So this is my hash. So my number of titles. Make this heading bold. Even if you want to add data labels, we can add data labels here. Let's add data labels outside. You can also increase the size of, let's increase the gap width. If you want, you can increase the gap width.
Mhm.
Okay. You can even change the color.
Someone snoring.
Javariya.
Are you snoring?
No, I'm having a block nose,
Oh,
hay fever.
Okay, so here again, I want to remove this weighting. If I want to hide this weighting, then again, you can go to the chart. Remove, hide. Okay. I want to show this on top, then you can choose here, top option. This number is in format. Let's change this number. We can go inside. Labels, numbers, currency. So right now it's number. But let's let's copy this chart. Also remove this one thing is let's remove again. Good analysis. Right. Okay. Now let's copy. This chart. Is it over here? So this way. Let's add a header. Let's increase the font size. So copy this slideshow. We can add one more slicer. Let's add one more. This is a country. Let's add slicer here. Make this interaction on. Okay, now you can see the changes. So one thing is remaining is this formatting is not clear. Good. So let's display unit. Let's convert this in million. Yeah, now this looks good. Display unit in millions. Here you can. This formatting is not good. Display in millions. This looks good. This is fully interactive. Yeah. So this is how we can create a dashboard. This is a fully interactive dashboard. Hello, are you all there with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So here even you need to add your title. This is my total revenue. Let's add horizontal title here. This is my so this. So this student. So this is how we can create a dashboard. This is through Slicer. It's really easy to create an interactive dashboard. Okay. Any question here? You can even choose more. You can even design on your basis. This is the most simplest one I have done. You can make more attractive. You can add more feature, more charts if you want. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So I have saved this dashboard in GitHub. You can find this dashboard there. Okay. Let's take a 5-minute break and we'll start with SQ. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Open this link. Okay. Open on the link that I have sent you in chat.
Yeah. So do we need to download or just need to copy?
No, just you need to open and
Okay.
have a look. Okay. Also in another browser, open try PHP MyAdmin and try demo.
Mm,
Open circular database. Okay. So in till now, everyone's there.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Himal, Navjot,
Yes, sir.
can you see this screen, white screen?
Yes.
Okay. So till now in SQL, what we have learned? Till now in SQL, let's do a quick revision. So to retrieve data, what we use?
Select.
Yeah. So to retrieve data, we use select. To suppose my name is Ajit in one field. So this is my first name, and another name is suppose Chaudhary. So to merge these two, what we do?
Concat.
Concat, yeah. And if I take some particular part of this string, suppose if I need to take AJ or CH, what do we do?
And we use group by. Isn't it?
No. When we need to take particular part of my string, then we use substring.
Substring.
Okay. So if I need to filter data, what we use? To filter data, we use where clause, right?
Yeah.
To sort data, we use
Sort by. Order by.
order by. To aggregate, what is aggregate? Aggregate data. What is aggregate function?
I know.
We have 5 aggregate functions in SQL.
Yeah.
Function is sum, max, mean, count, average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Are you recording this? This lecture?
Yeah. This video is recorded. Yeah.
Oh.
So this is aggregate 5 aggregate function. And then group by. When we use group by?
To categorize the data to
So if we need to use group by, we use which function? We use aggregate function. By using aggregate function, we do group on basis of aggregate function. So whenever we have aggregate function like max, mean, count, average, we apply group by. So to filter aggregate function, what we use? We use having clause. Having. Okay.
Mhm.
And then we have join. So how many types of join we have? We have inner join, left join, right join, full join, cross join, self join. Okay. So inner join is gives only matched row. Left join gives matched left row. For example, in a Venn diagram, this is my data, this is my A and B. So intersection is my, this is my which join?
Right.
B in middle one.
Left.
No, this is my inner join.
Inner join. I was talking about the B one in the B.
Yeah. So for if we take all this from A and B, this is my left join.
Mhm.
In A and B, and to take all B, and this is my right join. Okay, full join means all. Okay, so these are the things that we have covered. Okay, so so in today's today we will cover subquery. So what is subquery means? So what is query? So query is if you write a select clause, that is a query, right? So subquery is if you write a multiple query, that is a subquery. So this is my one query, right? Select asterisk from rental. So if I write another, if I write another select query, that will be my subquery. For example, suppose if I want to see, so let's go customer table first. So if I want to see only my customer whose first name is Mary, what I will do? I will do where first underscore name equals Mary, Mary. Okay. So if I want to check, so the customer ID for this Mary is 1. Okay. So I want to check this customer ID in the rental table. Okay. So my rental table is select asterisk from so this is my rental table. So I want to see where my customer ID is equals 1. So these are all customer ID that is equals to 1. We have 32 record, but we know that our customer 1 is Mary, right? So what we can do is, so customer 1 is Mary, right? Any question there? How did we find that my customer ID 1 is Mary is when we look at customer table. And when we do where first name equals M-A-R-Y, Mary. Then this gives me customer ID equals 1. Okay. So if I go in vendor table, and look for this customer ID where my customer ID equals 1. This gives me all the records, all the inventory information of Mary because the customer ID is 1, which denotes Mary. So if I want to include that in one query that includes both customer and vendor information, what we can do is we can use a subquery where my customer ID will be in. Select customer ID from customer where my first name equals Mary. So this will give me in one query we got the result of all Mary, all the customer ID, all the information of Mary from vendor table. Okay, so this is subquery where we use another query inside a single query. This is my single query. So inside single query, I use another query. That's why we call this as a subquery. Okay, any question here? Because this is very important as for your interview perspective. The interviewer will ask you what is subquery. So any question here? So what's the use of in? I have already discussed this. The use of in is it takes everything that is within the in clause. Okay. So this is one of the way we use we uh, we use two query to generate one particular result. So what we did is in the rental table, if you want to see the customer whose first name is Mary, because in rental table we don't have first name, right? So in rental table, if we look, select asterisk from rental table. If you do, so here we have rental ID, rental date, inventory ID, inventory date. Okay. So here what you see the connection between customer and rental table will be the customer ID, right? Customer ID here you see customer ID because if you go in customer table, if you go in customer table, we have customer ID, right? So to connect customer table and to link customer table and rental table, what we have one column common customer ID, right? So that's why we did we checked for customer ID. Here my customer ID is in. Select customer ID from customer where first name underscore name is Mary, Mary, and we close this query. Okay. So this is how we write subquery. We link two table, customer and rental, and we retrieved all information whose first name is Mary. We can even do a write another clause here, and rental information is suppose, and rental ID is, because this gives us this. If we run this query, this will gives us all the rental information whose customer ID is 1, right? Now again, if you want to filter, if I only want to say my rental ID is equals to 76, then even can add a filter here and rental underscore ID. So we can add as many filter we want as per our requirement. Okay. So any question here? Okay, so this is what we call subquery. Okay, so let's go in actor table. If we do first name here, select first name from actor, and if we give this as F, okay, and if we select, if we do F dot first name from this table, this will also give me the same result. So what I did is, this whole thing is taken as alias F. So this whole thing is considered as F. So this whole thing is my F. Okay. So this whole thing will be my another so in select clause, this whole thing will be equals to F. So select asterisk from F. This is like doing select asterisk from F, because we have given this as alias as F. So this is all my F, and inside F what we have first name, right? So that's why we did, right? Then we did first name here. So this is also one way of writing a query.
So why are we using as F? Like, can't we just retrieve the name without using F? Like,
Yeah. So why we did this is in here we will have, suppose here we have several operation, like we did concat here, we did substring here, okay, and in at the end we only want to fetch my first name. I don't care about concat or substring or whatever I did, or any manipulation I did here. So I don't care about all these things, only I want to fetch first name. So and that's the main purpose of using another subquery here, so that out of this query I will only fetch my first name.
so for to fetch the first name, always we need to do like this.
No, we don't need to do. This is on the basis of the requirement what you want to do. So you can do. This is one of the way you can select same thing, same field once again by using a software.
If I do only select first name from
Yeah, that will give you the same result. That will give you a same result. Select if you do a select first name from which table you're using, actor, right?
Yeah.
This will give you the same result. But if you want to do this by using subquery, okay, so what you can
I
do is
saw
you
the
can,
subquery that you entered like as F or something.
yeah, that was a subquery. So if we want to do something some here, this is on the basis of as F. So this is now my F. So inside F I have first name. So that's why I give here F dot first name. So this is another way of retrieving same information which you do by select asterisk from table name. So here let's say if you give this as alias here fn, okay. So now your query, now you if you now you select asterisk from F knows fn, because you have alias this as fn. So here this, if you run this query, this will fail. This will give you an error.
Okay.
Okay, because here you have alias your first name as fn, so you need to give fn over here. Okay, so you give that, and this will work the same way. So the main purpose is inside subquery, if you have more field name and you have written several logic here, so, and if you don't want to retrieve that logic inside your main query, in that case we use subquery. In that case we don't use subquery. It's one of the way of using subquery there. Okay. So this is something like doing a self join, you can say, with same information you have retrieved through your SOAP query, right? You have called same table to retrieve your first name. So this is equal to doing a self join, you can say. Okay, so this is one of the way of writing SOAP query. Any question, Himal? Himal, are you there? Himal, I think he's not there. Okay, so he's not there. Himal, so likewise we have table here. Likewise inside a database we have more three more things here. We have one view inside table. We have inside database we have table, and we even have view, procedure, and function. So inside a view, if you go, you have these views. This views is being created. So if you click this, so this view has been created. What is view? View is something like if you have done several if you have done several queries, okay, so you can,
So what did you say? View?
so here we have, so
View.
inside Circular database we have three more things. One was tables,
Views. Yeah.
and then we have views, procedure, and function.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is view? So view is your like a virtual table. What is virtual table is, so suppose if if you have written a query, a long query, if you have written, and if you want to make your long query into a shorter form, like you can create a view, for example, and you can simply call that view. Inside view you have written a long script, a long query. So if you don't want to view your long query, and instead if you want to make a short form of your long query, you can create a view of that long query. Okay, for example, here 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 we have actor info table inside a view. Okay, inside a view we have an actor info table. Okay, if you want to see the script of how this was generated, you can see create, so create view of actor info. So what we can do is, so create view actor info. So if you do this, this is my script for text. So this is my all script that was used to create this view. So what this script is,
So it gives the all information about the queries that we have used for that particular ID.
it creates a separate table. You can separate view where it contains this information. Like for example, here create view Brazil customer we have.
Mhm.
So this is one view. So inside this view, all the information of customer name and contact name whose country is equals to Brazil is being stored here. Okay.
Okay.
So this is one view. So I have copied this view script here. So this is my one view. So in this view is being created. So this is the script. Okay. Open this in. Drop it. So this is the script of view. So here, so how to create a view is the syntax is create view name. Okay, create view name as. So this is my whole query. This is my whole script that that we have written, and this whole script is now referred as this table, this view. So can you see this screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this whole script is now referred to as one view that is actor underscore info. So inside actor underscore info we have several script. We have written several query here. So that is now being referred as actor underscore info. So if I do simply if I do select asterisk for actor underscore info, so what that does is it runs this query. It runs this query, whole query that we have written by using select asterisk from if we do actor underscore info. So what this script is doing is so it is retrieving first name, last name, and all information is in all information of film info is in. So we have last time we have discussed about group concat. So what this group concat does is it orders, it separates our data in. Here we have separated our data in comma format is our comma separator. Okay, and then at last it has separated by semicolon. So here you can see the film information, animation, for example, and then it is again separated by comma. So if we do a sub, if we copy, we can even copy small portion of our query. Okay, so this portion is returning us, this query is returning us all the titles of film category on the basis of by matching film and film actor. So these are all the titles of my movie, and it is being separated by comma. Okay, comma separator is here. So the main use of creating a view is, suppose in an organization we have a several script that perform some operation, and if we don't want to see that script every time, what we do is we create a view, and view is created so that we don't see all the long script again and again, and we don't run that again and again. So we create a view so that a user can understand we have this view. So this view contains this information, And inner working of this view, we don't care about inner working, but once we create a view, a simple user can understand that it contains this view contains information of actor info. For example, here we can see actor info. So one way of even creating view is, for example, even in a company, if you have employee information and if you don't want to see the information, if you have an employee table, okay, and it contains information of his position, his salary. But if you don't want to give, if you don't want other person to know his salary, what we do is we create a view so that we can only have the information of that particular employee and in which department he is working and in which position he is working, and we can we can hide his salary by creating a view. In view we can only include his position, his, his in which department he is working, and we can hide his information, like we can hide his salary by creating a view. Okay, so let's say in an organization I have employee table, and employee table has information like employee salary, department, position, shift. Okay, so I can create a view such that uh, such that I can only select his department, position. I don't want to show his salary to other person. Okay, from suppose employee. So you can create a view of this information and can give access to. So this one we can give access to manager, colleagues and all, and this information we can give access to all managers and HR. We can give access, and view is only for this information can be only viewed by the colleagues, his employee, his friend, and all this salary information, his detail is only viewed by his manager or his HR. So in that case, we create a view. So one of the use case of creating a view is you can see this as one use case. Okay. Any question here? Okay.
So just to clarify more like info is like there are details of the employee and we want to see the like even the contact details or the position and all, then we just go to the view, select a particular title, isn't it, like the department we can also enter contact and
Yeah, we can have other information. We can create a view and we can add other several information so
information
that so that
to
that
the
is only
data.
that is only that is only visible to his colleague or his friends or so that his private information his private information is only viewed by his manager or his HR, and all the public information is viewed by other respective colleagues, friend, or whoever he wants to share his information with.
That means it will show us the information that is visible to the colleagues as well, or the private information. Like,
So we it depends upon your requirement. We can create a view and can restrict it to particular user.
okay,
Okay, and we can restrict this so that this view information is visible to particular user only. We can authenticate that information through SQL.
okay.
In big companies, what we do is in big companies we have several queries like 200 500 lines of queries to generate one report we write. So all these reports we don't run again and again. We create a view. For example, here you can see this query, this long query. So we create a view and and we only fetch the information. We do select asterisk from that view. We don't go into all 500 lines of code, all lines of query that we write. Okay, so that's the use of view. And another one is, so use of view. Okay, so we can even create a variable. For example, if you want to create a variable, we can do set at the rate variable equals 5. So what's the use of variable? I will tell you. So it has to from actor, and then actor ID is less than.
This is view as well we are doing.
So this is variable. This is how to create a variable.
Okay.
Himal, Himal, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So any question do you have in view or subquery?
No, sir, not. I think if we go through these questions, then it will be a lot of problem maybe on subquery.
Try to do it by yourself, and if you have any question, then we can discuss it. So here what we did is we created a variable name that is equals to 5. So what's the use of creating variable is, suppose for example, if this is your variable, okay, and you want to use this variable in more than let's say 5 or 6 queries, okay. So let's say in actor table you gave less than equals to 5. In another rental table you have a where you have a rental table, again you have rental table, and there you have another variable name, okay. And for another table you again have a rental table, another suppose for customer table you have, and your 5 is fixed in all the tables, okay. So for that, what you can do is you can create a separate variable name and set that variable to particular value, and can use this variable in your query. Okay, so that's the main purpose of creating a variable. Also, you can store your variable in a particular, suppose for example here, you can store your first name and last name inside your variable name. So if you select first name, last name, and if you do into this particular variable name now, and then if you do select, suppose here if you did select your f name, then you can see your f name is Finelog, because you have only selected limit to one, you have done one, so only one record.
So where we put the at the rate sign, that means we creating it as a variable.
Yeah, we're creating this as a variable.
So at the rate means variable.
Yeah. And likewise, we have a function here. So function is similar to the one that we do in Python. In Excel, we have, suppose we have some function where we do some manipulation. We have switch function in Excel. So likewise, in SQL, we also have a function. So if you double click here,
So one more thing, like still I'm confused about the use of variable. Like I know like how to create it as you mentioned, but how can we use it?
so what you can do is, suppose for example, here you have, So here what we did is we set our this variable to equals to 5, right?
Okay.
Okay. So what we, if you want to use this variable in another table, so we here we have another table is my rental table. Suppose if rental table we have customer table. So if you want to use, instead of giving this less than equals to 5 every time, let's say if you have a 5 or 10 tables, and if instead of giving this 5 every time, you can set that to a particular variable name, and we can give that variable right up front so that we can filter on basis of that variable name. So variable is used to make your work simple. So if you write several queries, if you write 10 to 20 lines of queries or 20 to 40 lines of queries, and you are doing same thing in every query, you are doing, suppose example, here we are looking for actor ID less than equals to 5. For rental, in we are looking actor ID equals to 5, where we are looking actor ID equals to 5, equals to 5. And in customer table, if you are looking for where my actor ID is greater than 5, so instead of writing 5 every time, or you can simply give that a variable name 5, instead of giving this, you can give a variable name, and you can even use this variable in another table name even. So for example, if you only want your, if you know that your variable has particular value, so you can use that variable in another switch statement. Even you can use this as your variable name, and you can give uh, whatever field you have, like asterisk from the customer name. You can have actor, you can use that variable name from customer table. You can use that variable name there. And other cases, you can store your information in variable. For example, you can do a into, like this name and this name into. If you do this, you can store your information like first and last name in this variable, and you can use this variable in another table. You want to fetch, you want to fetch this information, you can use that in another table. So yeah, this, so if you like a complex query, and like if you write 10 to 20 lines of query where your things are repeated again and again and again, and there you use a variable and you set that to a particular value so that you don't repeat your things again and again.
Okay.
So likewise, like view, we have a function, and function works similar to that we see in Excel. We have sum, max, mean. Likewise in SQL we have a function here. We can create a function. So to create a function, this is my syntax. Okay. So what this function is doing, this function is, so if you copy this function and paste it. So here you have created a function where your table name is, in the rental table, whatever your rental return date is null. So to create a function, you first initiated one variable name. Okay. So this is your variable name. And whatever value you have in customer ID, you have stored that value in this variable. So this is inside. If you write a function and if you declare a variable inside a function, you don't need at the rate. Like if you declare outside of your function, like in select clause, you need at the rate. But if you declare a function, if you declare a variable inside the function, you don't need at the rate. So here this function is using one variable. This is my one variable. So what this function is doing, it is fetching my rental table where rental is null and my inventory ID is p underscore inventory ID. What is p underscore inventory ID? This p underscore inventory ID is what we are passing to our function. So this is the name here. So if we pass, so my function name is this. Okay, so function name, and here this is my p underscore inventory ID. So here I have passed my, if I pass p underscore inventory ID equals some number 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will this do is this number will be, we will go here, and then it will return all customer return. What we are returning? We are returning all customer ID. Okay. So here I have written this say for example. So this is my function. So this 2047 is this number, this p underscore inventory ID. So here is 2047. Okay. So if I run this, and this will give me a customer ID which is equal to 155. Okay. So that is the customer ID of rental table. So if we simply run this query, here, and we see customer ID, just 20 seconds. So if I run this query, this will give me this has given me 155. Okay. So if I run this function, this has returns me 155, because what this function does is it takes the input whatever we have passed. So 2047 is my p underscore inventory ID. Okay, so I have passed 2047 here, and that will be here, that will sit here, and it will return you have returned this customer ID inside my function. So that will return my customer ID. So this is my, not this one. So this will return customer ID where return date is null, and p underscore inventory ID is whatever we have passed. So what we passed? 2047. 2047 will go here, and this result will be stored into b underscore customer underscore ID, and that is what we are returning, b underscore customer underscore ID. So we will return this value. So that's the case. That's the use of creating a function. This is also making our life easier. For example, in Excel we use switch, choose, VLOOKUP. So likewise, we create a function as per our requirements, so that we don't need to run this script again and again, and we can simply create a function and can pass that inventory ID so that I can get my desired customer ID. So that's the use of creating a console. Okay. Any question?
Not now.
Okay. So inside do you using SQL? I have project. I have one. Go inside project.
Close it.
Yeah, project. Yeah.
Project.
Download this file.
So the project is under which folder?
So DA using SQL.
There are wildcard shortcuts and ID cards docs.
So inside project, can see this link. The chat box I have sent you.
But so when I'm opening it in my SQL, it's not showing any folder like. Why?
Try refreshing again. I think inside DA using SQL we have project. Can you see this file?
Yes, sir.
also?
Yes.
The link you have sent, I'm on this page.
So download this file.
Okay. So we convert it into raw first and then download.
To save as.
So how are you doing it, sir?
So
Sorry.
go inside
Employee.
employee and go click download. You will have this, and then again click here save as. Then save. Were you able to download this file?
Yep.
So download as TXT.
Yep. Then go in. Then go in PC My Admin. PC Admin, sorry. Open PC Admin.
Yeah.
So do we need to download the employee expert file or the
Yeah,
marketing
employee
expert?
export file. Yeah. Go and open PC Admin. Go in PC Admin and then open query tool in one of your database. You have
So
chosen.
what's the difference between PHP MyAdmin and PG Admin 4?
So this PG admin for this is PostgreSQL. Okay. So which one? This
So
is
which one
post.
is we use in industry? Like,
So yeah, it depends. Someone is using PostgreSQL, someone is using MySQL. So PG admin that we did in online through online demo. That is MySQL.
okay.
So in database we have several database. If you Google,
Mm.
we have MySQL, PostgreSQL, we have Oracle, we have MS SQL.
Sir,
Yeah.
are we going to do normalization in database like in SQL or just this one?
Normalization we will not do normalization.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. How are you getting this option data science Postgres at Post?
This was my database. I have one. I have created this database. So in your one, you will have one database.
I have options till dependents, like from dashboard to dependents. I don't have the last one and the same.
So did you see this option here, servers?
So,
And then
yeah, this is visible.
then click on go on database and then click here. Then you can from here you can do query tool. So
Only
you
the
have
option servers. I have 6 servers.
so go in one and then go inside database basis and then go and then choose one database.
So I have to go in one server, anyone.
Yeah. Himan,
Yes.
so have you installed this PostgreSQL?
Not sir.
You need to install this. Try installing this today. Okay.
So now after doing that, I have a database under Postgres, and the other one is login group roles, then table spaces, PG agents, jobs.
So here you have database. Here you can do a create database.
Create database. Okay.
Try to create one database. You can give your own name.
So in the database, I can give my name, yeah?
Don't give your name. Give a project name. Like give some project name. Give like test database or demo. You can write test. You can give test
Demo database.
or demo database. Okay.
Okay.
So if you do that, you will have one already there created one, and then you can click on that the one you have created right now. Did you see that the one you have created right now?
Yeah.
That should appear there. Okay. So then, if you have that, then right click in that database and then go in query tool. Here you will have option like query tool.
So in my one that I have created in there, okay, query tool, I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. So you can see the query tool, right? And what? Okay. Then what you need to do is copy your all the script that you have downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
Go Go copy paste there. Did you paste in query tool?
Copy whole, it's lengthy.
Yeah, Control L. Yeah. Do a Control A.
Yes, sir. I've copied. Yeah.
So have you copied it all in your query tool? Okay. Then what you do is, so this should appear. So this is, you can see this in your query tool.
At the end.
Go on start. At the start, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then do Control A again.
So where we need to go? I'm on the databases one.
So have you created one database? Have you created one?
It's showing databases one. Yeah.
So inside database, create one database. Go and create and create one database. Give that database as test or demo.
Oh.
Okay, so once you do create that, then right click on that new database that you have created, and then go on query tool. QUERY query tool.
Yeah, it's just so let's see, its name is demo.
Okay, so click demo, right click demo, and then go inside query tool. This option should be there, query tool.
So owner gonna be the Postgre.
Yeah, this is Postgre. Yeah.
So then demo and right click demo.
Then query tool, you will have this query tool option there.
So
Query tool means like writing all the queries over there. That's why we use query tool. Can you see this option?
yes.
Okay, then copy your all script that you have downloaded right now. The employee excerpt, and paste there, and do Control A, and you will have one button here. Navjot,
Yes, sir.
did you do Control A?
Yeah, I did here.
And then you have this button here, execute.
Yes.
Yeah, click that button.
Okay. So I'm getting the notification like the query returned successful in 3 seconds. So
Yeah, you should have all successful.
So after query tools, what I need to do? Copy from where?
Copy from the one you have downloaded, employees excerpt.
Oh, okay.
Copy that and paste inside this query tool. Navjot,
yes, sir.
your one is successfully. I think it should be successfully.
I got 2 notice.
Okay.
Actually, the one notice is like the table departments does not exist, comma skipping, and other notice again like the same that department manager does not exist. So it's showing delete 2.
So you did Control A, right?
I did
And then
control. Yeah, that means like I select whole the query that I pasted.
yeah.
Then I
So
collect.
after pasting, what I need to do?
So do a Control A,
I'll do once again.
Control A.
So Control A, Control C, and Control P in the query
In
editor.
the query editor. Inside query editor, again do Control A,
Okay, Control A.
and then here you will have a small button here, execute.
Okay.
Click
Then
that button.
I run it again.
So it's working.
It's showing relation employees already exist.
I think your query is working. I think it should work. I think it should work. So
So where is execution button?
On the
here on the top here.
Okay, all right.
the pause looks like pause.
So what this script is doing is, so if you can see this script, can you see this screen? My screen. Can you see
I
this
can
screen?
see yours. Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is this is creating an employee table, right? So this is creating an employee table, and the primary key is employee number. Means that employee number is unique in this employee table.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's again creating department table, and here department number is unique. So if your department's table is not there, then try to run this script only. Try to run this portion of script only. That will create your department's table. Okay. Then again we have, so inside employee table what we have, employee number, birth day of employee, first name of employee, last name of employee, gender of employee, and this hire date.
Hmm.
Okay. And in department what we have, department number and department name.
Hmm.
Okay. And department manager, in this what we have employee number, department number, from date and to date. Okay, we have this four field, and here your employee number is a foreign key of your main employee table, and likewise your department number is foreign key of main department number. So the main table will only have primary key. Okay, and if you want to refer your new table to that primary key table, then you use a foreign key to refer
So,
your
sir,
table.
first we need to create the table in Excel, or where we need to create all these tables like that
So
we.
right now you simply need to you did a copy paste and simply run this script, right?
Hmm.
So once you run this script, this will automatically create your table. So now if you do select asterisk from, try to do select asterisk from employees, try to run this query. So you should have data there. So this you should have this result.
So that's my question. Like here we are running the queries and all, and we imported our file here, text that was already available to us. But if we are, for example, working in creating the file as well, so can we just import the Excel file, or which file we gonna import here, or how where we gonna, make the tables like the employee and the departments and all? Is it's a we will create in the PG admin, or where exactly we will create it?
Yeah, so if you have a separate file, right now you don't have a separate file, right? So
Hmm.
all the data is in this script. All the insert we are doing, all the insert we are doing
Yeah.
here. Okay. So if you have a data in a file, then you can use here. You might have the option. Uh, so here we have this restore file. So you can even if you want to import a new file in PostgreSQL, import txt file. So you need to give this like you need to create a table first. Okay, So your table should have your field name, okay, and then you need to give your path where your file is, and you need to give your file format, like your file is in CSV format or it's delimited format. Okay, you need to give that.
But like the file that we imported here, the txt file that was in the GitHub. So from where did you get that file? Or if we are working in a new place, and how can we? My question is that like.
So this file I have downloaded from internet. I have searched for employee data. And I
Mhm.
got through the internet. In internet, I got this data.
So at workplace, so where we create that file, like the txt file, is that in the SQL, like PHP admin, or where we gonna? Uh, my question is, I hope you understand what I want.
Yeah. So like when I was working, so I was working in a healthcare company. So there we used to receive file in several format. It can be in Excel or it can be in TXT
Mhm.
or yeah, it can be any format file. So we try to import that file first. Okay. So
Okay.
to import that file, suppose my file is in Excel format or some other format, so
Mhm.
that file is given by client.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
file that file will be, the client will give you the file, okay, and he will say to fetch some information, so to retrieve some reports from this file, okay. So the client will give you the file. It can be in txt format, it can be in delimited, or it can be in Excel format, and our job will be to import that file first, okay, and
And
then to generate reports as per this requirement.
okay.
So to import file in Postgre, if you want to try to import a CSV file,
Mm-hmm.
so you can make a CSV file and you can use this command. Like you can create a table name and you can give the file of your location of your file
Mm-hmm.
and which format your file is in CSV or something.
So we give this command in the query editor
Yeah,
screen.
so if you run this command in your query editor, suppose my file is in C drive or something,
Mm-hmm.
you can pass your C drive location here
Okay.
and you can create a table. For example, I have created one employee table. You can likewise you can create one table that has that. Suppose create my table, and you have that field name there inside your TXT file. You have your field name. So, for example, if I have some, so if I create some TXT file.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, this is my here. This is my TXT file. First name, comma, last name, okay, comma. So this is my one file, some other name, comma, some other name. Okay. So this is my txt file. So this will be my path, and my table name will be first name, comma, first name, and we need to define the data type by varchar culture 200. Let's give the length as 200 and last name as 100. And this way we create this table, and then we keep a path and delimited. So here my delimiter is comma. Okay, so I need to change this to comma delimited format here, comma, and then to run this query. Okay, so even it would be much easier if you simply import txt file in, if you go in YouTube video, yeah, you can see import CSV file to Postgre. So
Okay.
you can find all these tips in YouTube even if you want. So it's all given there. Okay.
Now it's clear actually. I know like from where actually we get the data or the file. So that's from the customer. So now it's a bit clear. Like I was a bit confused about it. Like how we're gonna create it.
Okay, so try to run this query, select asterisk from table name. So you should get this result.
Hmm.
So can you get this? Do you see this result? First name, last name.
I'm seeing in your screen, but I haven't done yet.
Try this once.
So after this one, I just delete all the copied,
Yeah. The script you can do with that. Copy the script. So
yeah, now I got this file. It's a kind of
okay.
Excel file.
Okay, so here in inside project, I have another file, mastering SQL joins. Okay, can you see? Can you open this file? You don't need to download. You can
Share the
simply
link.
open. You can
Mastering
simply
SQL joins. Yeah.
yeah. You can simply open there, and what you need to do is here you can see 1.1. Okay,
Retrieve
so
all data from
yeah,
yeah.
retrieve all. Try to follow this steps like retrieve all data from this table. Okay, so write the script in pgadmin. Okay, so to retrieve all data, you do select asterisk from department manager groups. Okay, so try to execute your query and try to fill up this all information. Okay, so download this file and try to fill up this information. Okay, so your first answer is select asterisk from department manager groups. Okay, and second answer is select asterisk from to retrieve all information from. So your second answer is this. Okay, so try to read all these questions and try to answer these questions. Okay, and try to solve all these questions. And if you have any question, and we will discuss this in our next week class. Okay.
So we need to follow only the retrieving data or everything like.
Of everything in suppose for example in 2.1 you see extract all managers employee number,
Yeah.
department number and department name. Okay,
Hmm.
so we know that we know my employee number is in this table, employee table, right?
Okay.
And my department number is in which table, department table, right? and and my department name is in which table, department table. So we need to do an inner join. Okay, join employee table and department on the basis of match field. So which match field you found, do a join on inner join on basis of this two table and write your script and then do a order by department number. So try to do this by your own once and it will make sense once you start doing this. And if not, we will discuss this again. But if you do this, then this will clear your concept. Like your basic concept will be like you will have some proficiency in SQL.
So even by using the inner join, we'll use the same command like select.
Yeah. So your will be something like this. Your so select history from employees. So your inner join department table, department, okay, department on the basis of what you want to join. Okay, give that clause and then do order by. Okay, so how to do a join? If you don't know, then go to wfreeschools.com and there you will see all inner join. Have you do inner join? Go in inner join here. So if you see how to do inner join between two tables, you can see here the syntax. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That yeah. Okay. Try to look and yeah, you can do this. It's basic. If you do it by yourself, then it will make more sense to you and it will, if you do this, then your basic concept will be clear, like you will have basic proficiency in SQL. Any question?
No, sir, not now.
Okay, try to do this and try to complete this. Or if you have any question, you can ask me in Skype even, and I will help you. And try to complete this by next week. Okay, if you can.
We are having class tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
What time, sir?
Tomorrow we will start with Tableau,
Okay.
and Python. And in Python, I want you all to complete your last week exercise.
So tomorrow we are having class at afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, tomorrow at 5 we will be having class from 5 to 8.
Okay.
I can join morning as well, so it's okay. I'm taking off. You see.
Now we'll do afternoon tomorrow.
What happened now?
Okay, we will do afternoon.
Don't take off. No, just work.
Sorry?
Don't take off. Okay, work. That's important.
So okay, so for tomorrow, try to complete your assignment which I have sent you for Python. Your Python assignment number 1, which I have already given you. So it's in week 4, assignment 1. Try to complete this assignment, and also like, in Tableau for visualization, I have added some practice question. Okay, practice inside practice. Try to follow this instruction and try to create a basic dashboard. Okay, try to do all these things like the Python one and Tableau one, because tomorrow it will be more like more in depth we will go. So you need to have this understanding. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for today. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Then see you tomorrow at 5.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. Good day.